Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content.
The Jesuit Hour. Get to know the Jesuits. Discover their spirituality, their history, their ministries. The Jesuit Hour. Anything Jesuit, everything Jesuit. The Jesuit Hour.
To open our eyes and ears that we may see the face of Christ and hear His voice in our midst. For 28 years, Jesuit Communications has been promoting the Catholic faith and serving the nation through both traditional and new media. Hear us tackle national issues in light of Christian values on Usapang Kapatid, Pasakalye, and Radio Veritas. Watch our uplifting reflections on Kapet Pandasal and The Word Exposed, as well as our acclaimed TV specials. Listen to the inspiring and soothing music of Jesuit Music Ministry's original artists as you read our spiritually enriching books. To learn more about JustCom's mission of evangelization and education, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, justcom.ph. To give a face to the faceless and a voice to the voiceless, that we may recognize Christ in them and hear His story in theirs.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugo, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Ipag the Blue Eagle, galing, hiding at tigil.
Rejoice, refresh, renew, and reflect. Join us for an hour of music that uplifts the soul. Listen to your favorite Jesuit Music Ministry artists. This is JMM Radio. JMM Radio. Get your day's dose of inspirational music. Tune in to JMM Radio every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
My Jesus, my Jesus, my Jesus. I believe that you are present in the most holy sacrament. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you above all things, and I desire to receive you into my soul, into my soul, since I cannot at this moment receive you sacramentally. Come at least spiritually into my heart. I embrace, I embrace, I embrace, I embrace, as if you're already there, and unite myself wholly to you. Never permit me to be separated from you. Never permit me to be separated from you.
Okay, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to JMM Radio, the radio program of the Jesuit Music Ministry. Ako po si Lester Mendiola.
Ayan, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat and welcome to another edition of your JMM Radio, only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM, the voice of the Blue Eagle, Ateneo's Community Campus Radio Station. Of course, napapakinggan po tayo ngayon live sa ating 87.9 FM frequency if you're within the 2-kilometer radius of Ateneo and Katipunan area. Or, of course, through our audio stream via zeno.fm/RK879FM. Ayan. At napapanood nyo din syempre kami sa aming live streams through our Facebook pages ng Radyo Katipunan, Jesuit Communications, Ateneo de Manila University, at syempre ang inyong Jesuit Music Ministry. And this is also simulcast via YouTube and Twitter Live, of course, ng Radyo Katipunan. Ayan, magandang gabi po. And of course, it's today is the 9th of November, 2022. Ayan, nako, we're almost nearing the last stretch of the year, 'di ba? Ulit-ulit natin 'itong pinag-uusapan, Les. Bakit? Masyado tayong excited sa pagtatapos na naman ng isang taon, 'di ba?
Wag muna. Marami pa tayong ginagawa. So, just we are cross-posted on the Facebook page of Kids for Christ ngayong gabi. Ayan. So, sa mga nanonood po sa amin sa Facebook page ng Kids for Christ, magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat.
Oo. At baka nagtataka sila, bakit tayo ngayon naka-cross-post sa Kids for Christ? Ano mga bang magiging topic natin? Diba? Hindi naman tayo kids show, technically. Hindi naman. Pero pag-uusapan natin yan maya-maya, no? And clue na yun sa inyo, no? Na it's all about kids. And it's all about Christ as well. So kaya, O, di ba? Maipasok lang talaga. Joke lang po. Ayan, pinapatawa ko lang kayo mga kaibigan. But anyway, of course, maraming salamat po for tuning with us. Kung kayo po ay nakatutok ngayon, please do share our live stream to your friends, your family, to your kabarkadas, kung sino-sino man sa inyong mga network dyan. And of course, don't forget to like and share our social media platforms. Ayan. So,
Yes. Oo.
yan.
Just siguro sisimulan ko lang sa pagtatanong. In your lifetime serving the church, were you ever involved in children's ministry? And if yes, what's your involvement in the children's ministry?
Teka muna, host ako Bakit pati ako natatanong? Teka muna, ano yan? Ba't ako lang? Mamaya ibabato ko rin sa iyo yung same question. Hindi, anyway, alam mo, sa totoo lang, hindi nga ako na-involved As in. Oo, pero,
talaga?
puro kasi mga talagang ang exposure ko sa matatanda or sa kapwa kong bata. Kasi part pa rin ako ng ministry ng mga youth Pero hindi na
Parang,
children, syempre. Oo. Pero there was one time, para kabahan no, but seriously, there was a time that I was able to, siguro hindi naman sa no, pero there are ministries kasi na meron ding mga kids, 'di ba? Yung kunyari yung mga catechists, 'di ba? Meron din, syempre sila yon, may mga kinakatechize silang mga bata. Siguro na-observe, no, but I'm not directly involved. Sa music ministry, ayan, 'di ba tayo sa music ministry, meron tayo ding mga children's choir, for example, 'di ba? So na-observe din natin sila. But yung talagang to be hands-on, medyo hindi ako masyadong na hands-on sa children's ministry. Ayan. Or ministering to children technically 'yon. Ikaw ba? Ayan, ikaw naman. Tanungin kita.
Ako I started I started serving sa children's ministry bilang part ng sa parokya. I don't remember which grade or year, pero super young, as in nag-commentator ako, lector sa children's mass sa parish namin, and then I also joined the choir. Tapos parang yun yung entry point ko sa ministry sa simbahan. So it's decades.
Oo, syempre. Hindi natin na naman ito na naman tayo sa mga age reveal natin, no. Pero siguro at one point, hindi tayo technically nag-serve, no, but we are actually part of it. Kasi nga when we started young, 'di ba, in serving the church, that's already being part of the children's ministry, no. And we are of course ministered by, older people. So parang yun lang yung nasa isip ko doon, na parang maybe at one point I was part of it, but as a member, not as like parang a servant leader or something like that. So yun.
You mentioned catechism, no? Nung when ang naalala ko, ang exposure ko is to be catechized ng mga volunteer catechists sa parokya. Parang yun yung sa parish level, at least in my former parish, no, yun yung pinaka exposure nila kapag sa children's ministry, catecismo.
Pero alam mo, Les, yun nga, no, ito yung ministry siguro sa simbahan natin na nakakatuwang hawakan at kumbaga i-manage and also to help grow. Kasi nandun yung spirit of enthusiasm, yung tuwa at saya na makasama yung mga bata. Kasi 'di ba, syempre mga bata very innocent, they're very
maraming tanong,
no, na talagang they're very curious. At nandun yung interest nila, 'di ba, sa paglilingkod, kasi natutuwa sila pag ginagawa sila. Meron silang napagkakaabalahan. At the same time that they're also learning more about their faith. Natututo silang maging madasalin. Natututo sila sa mga turo ng simbahan. Ayun. So kaya parang yung learning, 'di ba? Yung thirsting for knowledge, thirsting to know more, about their faith, and about, of course, about God. So kaya
Yes.
nakakatuwa silang kumbaga i-minister at yun nga no, actually yun talaga yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon ngayong gabi. O sige, medyo jump na tayo siguro dun sa
Oo.
pag-uusap natin kasi mas magandang makasama na natin yung mga guests natin for tonight to talk more about how it is like, no? What's the feeling, yung mga, kumbaga ano yung mga nararamdaman nila, no? In serving, this ministry or of doing or ministering to children, no?
Yes.
Kung parehas
Oo.
ba sila sa mga sinasabi natin o baka tayo lang yon.
Oo. And
Tayo lang.
hopefully, the people who are watching who would like to be involved or mas
Mm-mm.
lalong mapalalim yung kanilang kaalaman about children's ministry, sana meron silang mapulot na aral sa pagkukwentuhan natin. No?
Yes, oo. Pero bago yan, no, kanina, no, we actually played as our opening song, yung isa sa pinakabago nating mga ina-release, no, na awit, no. And in fact, it's actually taken from the spiritual prayer, the prayer for spiritual communion, 'di ba? Yung 'di ba for the longest time yung online masses natin, 'di ba? Binabanggit natin itong prayer na ito dahil lalo't hindi tayo present to receive yung Holy Communion. So this was the popular prayer, the prayer that was associated with I think it's Saint Alphonsus Ligori. Ito yung prayer for spiritual communion na ginawa ng ng rendition nitong itong yung choir, yung Young Voices of the Philippines, na composed mostly of course mga bata. So kaya very relevant yan sa pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi, which is again about the children's ministry. So ipakilala na natin, Les, kung sino yung mga makakasama natin tonight.
Ang una nating panauhin, Justin, it's his second time to join us in Radyo Katipunan. Actually, siya yung composer nung kanta na pinili natin kanina. Is also an arranger and a musician. Please welcome si Kuya Jude Roldan. Hi, Kuya Jude.
Hello, good evening.
Ayan. At syempre kasama na rin niya ang kanyang tama ba? Buting may bahay. At it's of course, siya rin ay tama ba siyang choir master ba or the musical director of yun namang umawit ng composition ni Kuya Jude, no? Yung Young Voices of the Philippines. So wala iba of course kundi si Ate Maria Theresa, or siguro sa atin, no, si Ate Tikya Roldan. Ayan. Good evening po sa inyong dalawa.
Good evening po. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Good evening, Kuya Justin. Good evening, Kuya Julius. Good evening, Kuya Lester. Good evening, Kuya James. And good evening po sa ating mga tagapanood at sa mga nakikinig sa atin.
Yes, ayan. Parang no, yung vibes nila very young. Nararamdaman ko yung young vibes tuloy. Na parang feeling ko dahil ang bata natin ditong lahat. Ito na naman kasi hindi nagkape. Anyways. And our next guest, Les, yes.
Our next guest is the area coordinator of Kids for Christ. First time on Radyo Katipunan, si Brother Julius Barbas.
Ayan, good evening, Brother Julius.
Hello po, good evening to inyo lahat. Hi Kuya Justin and hi Kuya Lester, to Kuya Jude at saka Ate Tikya. Magandang gabi po sa inyo. Sa lahat ng nakikinig at nanonood ngayong gabing to. Good evening sa inyo po.
Yeah, good evening, Kuya Julius. Ayan. So, sila po ang ating makakasama tonight, mga batang-bata, fresh na fresh, fresh na fresh. And syempre, pag-uusapan natin syempre yung mga bata. Ayan. Yung pagtuturo, pagmi-minister sa mga bata sa simbahan, no? But of course, we'll get to know muna syempre what do they actually do, no? Kasi nga yung children's ministry, no, Les, 'di ba? Medyo hindi lang naman siya, I mean, yes, kasi it's about the children serving the church. But syempre marami naman tayong mga kumbaga maraming pwedeng pagsilbihan ng mga bata, 'di ba? Yung altar
Oo,
servers, nandiyan
iba-ibang
yung
iba-ibang aspeto.
Oo. So
Kumbaga,
tanong natin kung
oo.
anong area sila, bale. Ano ba? Area of expertise, 'di ba? Sige, simulan natin kay Kuya Julius. Kuya Julius, ikaw, ano yung eksaktong ginagawa mo for the kids, or what do you do, or how do you minister to the children in your capacity?
Ako po ay isang missionary for Couples for Christ through the CFC Kids for Christ ministry. Yung ginagawa po talaga namin ay ini-evangelize yung mga bata, ini-enrich yung pamilya, at isa sa mga mission namin ay we are hoping that we will be able to change the world. Yung Kids for Christ po kasi nagsimula po ito sa Maynila way back 1993, and next year magse-celebrate kami ng 30th anniversary namin. Tapos etong ministry na to, this specific ministry was created for the evangelization of kids through the family, para all around, all in, hindi lang yung bata. Kasi there came a point na nahirapan kami na paano natin matutulungan yung bata kung hindi na reinforce yung mga tinuturo namin sa kanila at home. Kaya right now, nai-involve na yung family nila. And yung pinaka-vision talaga ng ministry na to, and gusto namin ma-express ito talaga, is the Kids for Christ is sharing Christ's joy to the family and the world. As simple as that. And yun po yung nagagawa ng ministry. Yun po, Kuya Justin, Kuya Lester.
Wow, ang galing.
And 'di ba, sabi nga niya 30 years na nga ang Kids for Christ, no, sa kanilang ministry. Next year.
Yes po.
So ibig sabihin, tumanda na rin yung mga batang, yung mga noon pa man, 'di ba? Syempre matatanda na sila ngayon, but they are now helping the new breed, no, the new generation of kids for Christ. Ayan, nakakatuwa naman. Ayan, so sila Ate Tikya naman at si Kuya Jude. Of course, kanina na-introhan na natin sila na si Kuya Jude ay isang composer, si Ate Tikya ay isang music or choir director. So we will of course suppose na they are involved in music ministry, no, yung mga children in the music ministry. So kayo po, medyo bigyan niyo lang kami ng short na ano pong mga ginagawa nila sa ministry ninyo.
Ayun, good evening ulit, no. Kami pareho ay mga music educators din. So being music educators, it is our actually role, no, here in the Philippines, no, sa mundo natin, to really teach the kids music, no. So that includes syempre singing, yung mga ganyan. But our choir, the Young Voices of the Philippines, is actually part of the worship ministry. Nasa music ministry siya sa Immaculate Conception Cathedral of Cubao. So yan yung pinaka on our end, we minister the kids in terms of music education. In return, the kids naman, they serve the church, no, being part of the music ministry.
Yes, and maybe because of our background na rin, because when we were we started singing in the choir. For example, I started singing in the choir when I was in elementary. So at the Immaculate Conception Parish in Mataas na Kahoy, Batangas. So doon ako nag-serve. Elementary pa lang ako, kumakanta na ako sa choir.
Wow.
I started singing, and then I pursue my career in music. So that's why siguro that is our mission. Our mission is to continue our service and to help these children to sing and to serve God at the very young age.
Wow. Parang hindi nga nagbago yung ano ni Ate Tikya, no, parang bata-bata pa rin din talagang tignan. Hindi ko sorry, hindi ko maalis yung side ko kay Ate Tikya, kasi parang sabi ko, ang bata-bata parang tignan ni Ate at saka ni Kuya, di ba?
Oh, you know what the secret is, Kuya Justin? Because we work with children.
Yes, ayun. Yun pala yun.
Yes.
Kasi siguro parang nai-imbibe nyo yung young spirit, kasi nga you work with children. Ayan. And speaking of that, no, actually yun nga yung gusto ko ding tanungin siguro to follow up to your yung kung ano yung mga ginagawa ninyo. How do you think is how is it significant, no, siguro to be working with children in our church? And bilang kayo ay mga ministers, parang for you, what do you think is your parang contribution or siguro or with your own roles siguro in the church? Siguro simulan natin kay Kuya. Balik tayo kay Ate Tika. Sige, kayo po.
All right. As part of the music ministry of the cathedral, the Young Voices of the Philippines, ang pinaka-role namin, syempre, is to lead, no? To sing the liturgy, the congregation. That's one. And with this, meron tinatawag na talagang sakripisyo para sa mga bata, no? Yung pag-ensayo, pag-rehearse. Kasi when we serve, no, dapat ibigay natin yung best talaga natin. And for us being in the choir and the children also, meron kaming laging sinasabi sa kanila, was taken actually from St. Augustine, no? Yung Bene Cantat bis Orat, no? Pero from the general instruction for the Roman Missal, dinagdag na yung Bene, no? Ang sinasabi dun sa Bene is good, no? Hindi lang siya he who sings well prays twice, but it has to be really good, no? So hindi lang may dinagdag dun sa instruction of Bene. So para magkaroon ng good singing, we really have to work hard. We have to rehearse, no? The Young Voices of the Philippines, even during the pandemic, hindi sila huminto sa pag-rehearse, no? Nagmi-meet kami twice a week online hanggang sa ngayon. Pero dahil dahan-dahan ng lumuwag tayo dito sa Manila, we started singing na, no, sa church once a month sa cathedral. Ang pinakamaganda pa dito, nakilala namin si Sir Lester. Mas lalong lumawak, no, yung mission namin.
Yes.
During the pandemic, the Young Voices of the Philippines, we started what we call the Young Voices of the World, the Young Voices of Asia, and the Young Voices of the Philippines Festival Choir. Gumawa kami ng mga virtual choir videos na nung simula pa lang ng pandemic, 'di ba? Maraming problema yung mga tao, maraming challenges. So ang ginawa ng grupo, the Young Voices of the Philippines, gumawa kami ng mga virtual choir. Ang ano lang talaga is to inspire, no? And give hope, no? And our songs are mostly songs sa church din, inspirational songs na ginawa namin. At the same time, yung narinig ninyong kanina, the act of spiritual communion, dahil nga patuloy kami nagre-rehearse, so patuloy pa rin in training, patuloy pa rin ang serbisyo sa church by recording, no, some of this liturgical music na sinishare namin sa aming YouTube channel. So yun, as part of that ministry, no, the Young Voices of the Philippines, we continue to inspire people and through our music as our role, no, in the church.
Well said, Kuya Jude. Okay na.
Okay. Siguro ano lang, minention ni Kuya Jude yung tungkol sa mga projects nila for the pandemic, no? And they did not stop singing. Parang kahit na virtually, they're able to create projects. Kay Brother Julius, I'm curious kasi just kasi ako Singles for Christ. So sa Singles for Christ, merong program yun that you have to attend, no? Ang tawag doon CLP. Tama ba kayo, Julius? CLP, di ba? Yung mga bata, anong klaseng formation yung meron sila? Tapos, of course, because there are a lot of restrictions, yung mga bata parang from at the beginning, 'di ba? Pero bawal lumabas at yung bakuna parang later on lang din naging available for mga minors. So, I also want to know, were there activities during the yung kainitan ng pandemic, and how did you adapt in terms of ministering to kids?
Yun po. Anong tawag nito? Sobrang apektado po talaga lahat ng membership ng Kids for Christ noon. Kasi hindi nga po sila makalabas at saka natigil lahat ng activities ng ministry. Pertaining naman po sa kanina sa napag-usapan at sinishare din ni na Kuya Jude at saka ni na Ate Tikya. Ang Kids for Christ, lalong-lalo na nung I mean, even before the pandemic, yung activities naman po kasi ng Kids for Christ, focused siya towards the family and the home. Pero when you look at it in a bigger picture, lahat po ng efforts na to ay directed towards the Catholic Church, for the family to bring the kids to the church. And kami yung efforts namin is to help the kids to help the kids bring the kids closer to Jesus. And nung nag-pandemic, halos lahat ng activities namin, minigrate namin, ginawa namin ng paraan to migrate and bring everything online. So nabukas kami ng YouTube channel namin, gumawa kami ng mga instructional videos. Before, we had yung tinatawag naming monthly chapter assembly, ginagawa yun sa mga maliliit sa mga parishes eh. So what we did nung na-prevent yung mga bata to go to church, we converted those materials into videos, into instructional videos na pwede nilang sabayan. Tapos nagdagdag at gumawa kami ng mga kanta rin. Sobrang timing kasi Kuya Jude and Ate Tikya, yung mga songs na ginagawa nila, these are all mass songs, solemn songs, inspirational songs. Yung Kids for Christ naman, ang ginagawa namin, doon kami sa part na vibrant, energetic, colorful, attention capturing, yung tipong gano'n na songs na although ginagawa naman namin to previously pa, pero we gave more efforts into bringing these songs closer to the kids and to the families by incorporating them in our online activities. For our viewers, kung gusto nyo ma-check out etong mga sinasabi namin kung anong klaseng songs ito, you can go to our YouTube channel, search nyo lang CFC KFC TV at makikita nyo doon. I don't know, pero indirectly, I believe some of the parishes have already been using the songs. At saka hindi lang sa mga bata, I believe the youth and other ministries use KFC songs indirectly. Isa sa mga pinaka-infamous songs namin, yung titled na Call to Love, yung Follow Jesus, yung Move. These are the songs na ginawa before pandemic na sobrang nag-hit talaga kasi it brings the kids and to those who are listening na hindi lang ma-inspire but also to really move them to sing and dance for the Lord. Sa amin kasi sa Kids for Christ, ang tinatawag namin itong kids praise. So all of these songs, we call them kids praise songs. And I believe parishes and schools are using these songs to help the kids realize and discover their faith journey po. So yun po yung mga efforts at activities na ginagawa ng Kids for Christ. Hindi man siya directly na nasa simbahan talaga, but kami naman yung sa Catholic lay na part, sa wala sa simbahan na part. Pero at the end of the day, binabalik pa rin sa simbahan. Kasi yun po ang tawag sa atin ng Panginoon.
Ayun, ang galing, no? So talagang nag-innovate at humanap ng paraan para maipagpatuloy yung ministry para sa mga bata kahit na online, no? Nakabalik na po ba kayo? Are there face-to-face events already? Sina Ate Tikya, alam ko, nag-serve na sila eh. But how about the Kids for Christ?
Yes po, slowly. Kids for Christ activities are coming back, are being done face-to-face na. Pahinay-hinay lang kasi hindi lahat talaga ng areas ay talagang pwedeng mag face-to-face. And yung mga areas naman po kasi na merong Kids for Christ, humingi talaga sila ng permission sa mga CFC leaders kung pumapayag ang CFC leaders to conduct their activities na face-to-face. Mas challenging lang nga ngayon kasi aside from doing the activities face-to-face, may nasimulan ng mga online stuff eh. So, mas nagmamigrate at mas nagpupush kami to continue the online evangelization and release videos, lyrics, songs online. At the same time, kasama na nito ngayon yung face-to-face activities. Yun po yung challenge na hinaharap ng Kids for Christ ngayon.
Ayun. Actually nga Les, no, talagang you can see here na yung significant work talaga ng mga children ministries, no, to sustain yung kasi syempre yun nga, no, we've gone through this pandemic and we're still at it actually. Without the help of you know, these ministries, kawawa yung mga bata, no, na na hindi mabibigyan ng gabay, no, lalo na sa of course pagdating sa ating pananampalataya, no. We know for a fact that this pandemic has affected a lot of children, particularly syempre yung education nila, 'di ba? Kasi nga naging mahirap ang online learning for some or for most because of the technology, no, yung problema sa teknolohiya, at yun, no, pero still at least, no, with the initiatives we've heard, no, kaya napaka-significant talaga nung trabaho ng children's ministry to really uplift, no, the spirits of the kids and to sustain, no, learning even in this time, no, na it's very difficult to do. Nabanggit ko na rin, ayun na nga Les, no, nabanggit na rin nila kanina yung mga challenges. Pero meron pa ba kayong mga na-encounter so far na, lalo na ngayon kasi sabi nyo nga, parang from online na naging mahirap na nga, tas ngayon babalik ulit sa face-to-face. So may ano naman yung parang challenge nung transition na parang babalik na tayo sa, hindi pa rin naman kasi normal na rin eh, di ba? There are a lot of other parang things na rin that are different from before talaga, before the pandemic. So may mga ganun ba kayong mga challenge ngayon sa inyong ministry? Sila Ate Tikya, for example, baka may ma-share.
Okay, Kuya Justin, may mga challenges like for example, health reason. We slowly returning to normal and we sing every fourth Sunday of the month in the cathedral, and sometimes our kids will tell us, I cannot make it because I have sipon, I have cold, cough. So we will tell them not to attend the rehearsal or the performance because of that reason. So siguro yun yung pinaka-challenge, yung health reason, kasi wala tayo, hindi ko makokontrol yun eh. I cannot say, no, you have to attend because it will help you. Hindi eh, but we have to tell him or her that, okay, you attend the mass online and we will sing naman face-to-face on our side. So siguro that's the first challenge that
yung health, no?
Health.
Aside from the music side, the Young Voices of the Philippines in our choral program, we also focus on the three aspects nung kanilang growth, no?
Yes.
Of course, the music nandun and given mental, emotional, and spiritual, especially during the pandemic. Kahit hanggang ngayon, kasi hindi pa naman fully na maluwag na especially for the kids, no? Lalo na we have members na huli na nang inabot yung yung vaccination. Ngayon nga wala pang booster for them na available, no? So with that, we continue our online, no? Our just like Kuya Julius here na tinuloy nila online. So kami combination, no, ng online and at least once a month na in-person rehearsal. Now during our online rehearsal. Sometimes instead of rehearsing, we invite
Yes.
we invite guests, priests, especially for the spiritual side.
Actually, we invited Father Manuling, Francisco.
Francisco to talk, kasi being also a musician. Sino pa si Father
Father
G-Boy
J-Boy
Gonzalez,
Gonzalez, yeah, we invited him.
Wow.
And even our national artists
for
for
music,
music,
Mr. Ryan
Maestro
Kebyab,
Ryan Kebyab.
nagbigay din ng talk for them. Pero ang pinaka nag-start noon was actually si Father Mike Joncas,
Joncas.
the composer of On Eagle's Wings. Famous siya for the On Eagle's Wings, Kasi during the pandemic, he wrote this song for
Shelter
the
Me.
pandemic entitled Shelter Me. So nung nirelease niya yon, nirelease niya kasi yan for free So biglang pinaral namin sa mga bata. At yun yung nag-start talaga ng movement namin, ng advocacy namin na to continue making virtual choir videos because of that. Nakilala pa namin siya in person kasi nakita niya sa YouTube namin yung Shelter Me na version namin. Nakalalabas after 3 days, naglabas na kami ng version namin. At yun yung ginamit niya to promote the song around the US, and the kids were really inspired, with that gesture. So in-invite namin siya to give a talk, At maganda kasi talagang lahat sila like Father Manoling, Father G-Boy,
Father
and
Nilo.
Father Nilo Mangusad also, we always invite musician, priests pagdating sa spirituality. So para mas makapag sila communicate,
Yes,
being
give-
our role,
Yes, and give inspiration, encouragement for these kids. And even to us.
Ayun.
Ayun, ang ganda. Kuya Julius, meron ka bang idadagdag doon sa any challenges?
The challenge po.
Apo.
Yes po, meron po talaga. Pre-pandemic, I believe may mga Kids for Christ who are serving in the parish bilang lectors, mga sakristan, and some areas ay meron talagang sariling choir nila na puro, choirs na ang members ay Kids for Christ talaga. Pero like right now, isa sa mga challenge, again, ina-affirm ko yung sabi ni na Kuya Jude at saka ni na Ate Tikia, the health and the safety of the kids, yun po yung pinaka top priority namin. But at the same time, it's a hindrance para sa amin for the kids to be involved in the mass. Katunayan nitong November, just this November 1, we made a campaign, yung tinatawag naming Family Saints Day or the Parade of Saints. So we pushed the areas to dress up as saints for Halloween. Hindi nga lang sa Halloween parties kasi ang push namin doon is to really celebrate Halloween the true, real, and Catholic way. Kasi Catholic naman talaga yung origin ng Halloween. So, syempre, yung na-involve lang doon, yung na-involve lang doon ay yung mga kids 5 years old and above. I think 5 years old and above. Kasi sa vaccination ngayon, 5 years old ata pwede, diba? Pero, yung mga super cute talaga, mga cute na babies who pumarada yung mga bata, not as saints, but same time, families and parents posted pictures of their yung mga babies 4 years old below, sila yung online lang makikita. And I think a few of our pictures were featured by EWTN. Kasi sobrang cute ng mga bata at talagang nakakagigil tingnan. But at the same time, nakaka-affirm that these kids, kahit sobrang bata pa nila, they can be inspired by the lives of the saints and they can learn from the lives of the saints.
Ayun. So at least, diba, despite...
Pag mas maraming bata ang na-involve kung wala ng restriction.
Oh, yes. Ayun. I think I agree with that, no. Talagang because of the still, no, kasi may mga restrictions talaga pa rin for kids to go out and yun nga, really plainly because of health reasons kaya nalilimitahan ng mga gawain para sa mga bata. But ayun na nga, no, and it's of course good to know na despite that, 'di ba, we still find ways, creative ways of being able to reach out, to them, despite the hindrance and the challenge. Ako, I'm curious to know, meron ba sa ministry ninyo na meron ba kayong ginagawa sa inyong ministry that people rarely know about? Or parang this is something that somehow separates ministering to children versus ministering to like fellow adults like you? Meron bang something like that na you have? Siguro anyone can share. Yes, Julius, kayo, meron ba kayong gano'n na parang siguro baka yun yung mas clear na tanong. Meron bang ano ba yung parang malaking diferensya ng pagmi-minister sa mga bata versus dun sa mga kapwa niyo na kaedad nyo, 'di ba? And siguro yun din, how do you learn from these experiences? Ayan. Sige.
Ayun.
Julius, maybe
Alright.
care to start.
Sa amin po, hello? Ano po
Yes, go
yan?
ahead. Mhm.
Okay. Sige po. Talaga pong marami po kami natututunan sa mga bata. Kasi generational yung mga bata. Yung mga batang tinuturuan namin before, pag lumaki na, nag-youth, nag-singles na. So, every year may mga bagong bata na nai-involve sa ministry. And every year din talagang nag-evolve yung dynamic ng ministry. Isa siguro sa mga one thing that our ministry does that people rarely know about is yung family conference. Yung family conference is our annual gathering ng mga pamilya na talagang yung involvement nun mostly ay bata at yung parents ay sumusuporta by being there for them. So competition, mga challenges, sumasali sila doon, showcasing their talents. Pero yung pinaka-core po talaga nung family conference is yung mass. Hindi natutuloy yung conference namin ng walang mass. And sa mass na yun, halos lahat ng mga nagse-serve ay mga bata, except doon, no, for those who are like yung mga ang tawag nito, yung extraordinary ministers kasi yun it requires an adult to minister. Pero readings, choir, sacristan, however they can help. Naalala ko nga pag may prayers of the faithful kami, may mga bata from different parts of the Philippines who pray their piece in their own dialect or their own language. And I think it's a gift that we'd like to share to the world na gusto din naming maraming pamilya at maraming bata din ang ma-involve dito.
Ang ganda, no? Tapos pinapanood sila ng mga magulang nila, di ba? Na nagsiserve. So,
opo.
Oo. That's very nice. Ayan. Kila Ate Tikya, Kuya Jude, yung sa inyo sa choir, ayun nga, kasi syempre there are also other children's choirs around in existence. Tapos yun din, parang is there anything that sets you apart from these other children's choir na yun nga, yung you do for the kids that rarely known to others?
The Young Voices of the Philippines is actually one of the performing choirs of the Treble Choir Association of the Philippines, no? And among its goals and objectives is to really spearhead the children's choral movement in the Philippines. So aside from singing, no, in the church, the Young Voices of the Philippines is also focused on the development of choral education in terms of music education sa Philippines, no. So we've been doing a lot of videos, concerts, workshops, no, headed by the Young Voices of the Philippines. Just like last week, we were actually invited, no, to be the headline choirs for the Philippine Choral Directors Association. So ang focus namin is to also to the education, and with that, we also help in disseminating the Philippine music literature through our songs. Kumakanta din, aside from the church music, we also sing Filipino folk songs, no? Because it is also the role of the children to be the stewards of our cultural heritage, no? And siguro isa sa mga magandang masasabi namin, because of the talent, the skills of these children, magkakaroon kami ng opportunity, at lalo na sila, no, at their very young age, to serve both the church and the nation through our songs. So minsan kunyari may isang organization na kailangan nilang mag-concert, no, to fundraise. So ini-invite nila kami, no, ang Young Voices of the Philippines. Actually, meron kaming blessing na we would like to share this to everyone. The Young Voices of the Philippines will be performing, no, in one of the most prestigious hall in the world, no. So ito yung Carnegie Hall, no, in New York, and with that we will bring our Philippine music also doon.
And Jude will compose music. His mass, ang title naman, so Missa Virtutum will be featured in Carnegie Hall. So
that particular mass, no, it's a concept of Eastern and Western musical tradition na ipa-perform namin doon with other children's choirs in North America. So yeah, aside from serving the church, we our choral program, the Young Voices of the Philippines, by the way, we're yung make-up ng group, we're from different social background, at the same time different schools. Dito rin around the Quezon City and Metro Manila, and our focus is really to promote the Philippine music and the same time the Filipino culture through our music, no.
Yes. And we're also helping these children to be more closer to Jesus through our songs. Kaya nga songs. ang aming actually motto is Cantamos in Animo Grato. We sing in gratitude. So kaya malawak yung repertoire namin. We have Philippine music, we have Philippine songs, we have OPM, we have religious songs, because in every time we sing, we give thanks to the Lord.
Ayan, sige. Well, actually, sinabi na rin ni Ate Tikya yan. So we will be actually playing something later, no? I think this is a video, right? So we will be playing that towards the end of the show. Ayan. So mapapakinggan natin yan maya-maya lamang. Ayan. Siguro at this point kasi medyo marami tayo ngayon palang manonood sa ating live feed. So we want to just acknowledge them and maybe check out if they have questions for you, for our guests, no? In fact, no, ang dami nga nagtatag, no, mostly are from the CFC Kids for Christ. Ayan. Sila Shaila Kahilog, si Clarice Ann Herrera. Yeah, that's true. I think siguro baka dun sa sinabi ko na yung sa sinabi ni Ate Tikya, siguro nag-agree siya doon na kung ikaw ay nagsiserve with kids, ayan, talagang nagiging mukha ka na rin kid. or yun, na bata, 'di ba? So yan. And sila ayan mga Kids for Christ from all over yata to from Misamis Occidental, Ozamis. Ayan, maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. Ayan. And kung po kayo yan, sige, pwede kayong mag-send ng inyong mga tanong, no? Pero actually, we are almost down to our last few minutes of the program. So siguro, Les, maybe you have your question up.
Siguro, just, binanggit kasi ni Brother Julius kanina na they make sure that every yung family gathering sila, yung mga gathering sila dun sa grupo nila, ministry nila ay nagsisimula palagi sa Eucharistic celebration, no? So isi-segue ko lang na kasi during the pandemic, we know that the sector that's mostly affected na hindi nakakalabas, hindi nakakapunta sa mga simbahan ay yung mga bata. So kaya tayo sa Jesuit Communications, we wanted to answer that call na sana since restrictions are already being lifted, no? Sana bumalik na rin tayo sa pagsisimba in person, and in particularly imbitahan natin yung mga bata na magsimba.
Yes, oo, tama. At yun na nga, no, kaya nga tayo we are somehow reviving the campaign, no, of being present, no, in the mass. Kaya nga ito, no, meron tayong project, Les, 'di ba, with our guests, no, yung siguro baka maybe you'd like to talk more about this project, no, yung bago nating i-release na album, no, tama ba, Les?
I don't know if there's already a mass setting for kids. I remember Kuya Jude mentioned this in one of our conversations na when we force kids to sing, yung areglo para sa mga adults, nasisira yung boses ng mga bata. So, why not gumawa tayo ng areglo that is suited for kids?
For kids.
So, yes. Oo, kasi, di ba parang wala pa? Meron ka bang alam just na, na mass setting para sa mga bata?
Wala eh. Ako nga yung pumasok ako sa choir, ang unang-una ko kagad na pag-aralang kanta Ito ang Araw. Ay, alam mo naman yung Ito ang Araw, di ba? Ang taas-taas nung no? So, although syempre bagay sa boses mo, pero still, di ba? It's still sung by adults mostly. So parang yun nga, it has to still be tailor-fit to the voice levels of kids.
Yes. So, kaya actually nung nakilala ko sina Kuya Jude, no, we invited them to if they can come up with a mass setting, and luckily meron na pala sila and we've recorded it and we're going to release it very, very soon. Ayan.
Yes.
So,
baka pwede mo nang i-spill out kung ano yung title ng album.
Oo, ang title. Nagkakandabulbulol na ako dito. Okay. Ayan. So ang title ng album ay Mass of Life. Ayan. So maybe si Kuya Jude can give us a brief background about ano yung Mass of Life and bakit Mass of Life. Go, Kuya Jude.
Okay, first, let's talk about the children, no? Yung gano'n sila ka-important na maging involved sa Eucharist. Pag nagmamass kasi napansin namin din, gaya ng sinabi ni Kuya Julius here, talagang naiinganyo din yung mga family members, no, to join them. Kasi kailangan mo yatid din, walang kasama yung mga bata. But then, yes, but the idea talaga of this mass, no, as followers of Christ, no, are enjoined to become childlike, no, in expressing their faith to enter the kingdom of God, no? So yan yung lagi naming sinasabi. So the title itself, no, yung mass setting na Mass of Life, it explains everything na, no? Kasi this is inspired again by the church saying lex grande, lex credendi, meaning and lex vivendi. Generally means that as we pray through our songs, we believe and so we live. So this is how we express our faith through worship, no, which mirrors our values, belief, no. Now, this mass setting designed for children, ang pinaka special dito is the conscientious writing, no, na yung vocal lines will highlight, no, the voices of the children. Actually, yung mga bata, walang problema yan sa matataas. Mas problema nila yung mga low notes na most of the time nasa speaking range nila. So decided to write really a scholarly writing for young voices, no? At we decided to put this lilting accompaniment, no, to evoke this sense of joy and peace during the singing of this mass, no? So ayun, ang aming panalangin na yung aming ginawang misa, no, yung ni-record, no, and we're really grateful to the Jesuit Music Ministry and Jesuit Communications, no, for doing this project, no, for starting this project, no, because we hope that this mass would encourage a more profound and devout participation in the rites of our faith, no? Particularly the Eucharist.
And yun na nga, di ba? Mas maganda nga, sabi nga ni Kuya Julius na naiengganyo yung mga matatanda to join and to participate because of the kids. So why not start with the kids, di ba? To encourage them to join, then the adults will follow. Parang dapat yung adult yung magano, 'di ba? Baliktad. Pero hindi, ang ganda, 'di ba? Ang ganda nung synergy. And yes, I think this is very apt, no, especially now, no, na gusto nga natin talagang maibalik, no, yung participation ng mga bata, because that even actually makes our celebration holier, 'di ba? Sabi nga nila, 'di ba, yung sabi nga sa Luke, 'di ba, na 80 yung when Jesus called, no, yung mga bata, 'di ba? So let the children come to me, do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to to such as these. So, 'di ba? Kaya kino-consider na ay yung mga bata ang mata ng kaharian ng Panginoon, 'di ba? So kaya sa bata talaga magsisimula ang lahat. So nakakatuwa. And we look forward, of course, for this project. Balita ko nga, you were going to launch this na, right, Les?
Yes, oo.
So siguro baka invite na natin yung ating mga tagapakinig siguro, no, na dun sa launching ng bagong album na ito.
Yeah. So we're launching this project, yung Mass of Life, through a children's mass. And we partnered with Kids for Christ. Si Kuya Julius yung representative ng Kids for Christ, no? It's going to be held on November 19, Saturday, at the Immaculate Conception Cathedral of Cubao. 6 p.m. yung misa, tapos will be followed by a mini concert by the Young Voices of the Philippines. And siguro tanungin natin sina Ate Tikya, tsaka sina Kuya Jude at si Kuya Julius, what can our viewers expect from the album launch on November 19? Ayan.
Sige, si Kuya, sila Kuya Jude. Ano bang maaasahan natin sa darating na November 19, tama, no, Les?
Yes.
At 6 p.m. Yes.
Siguro mapupuno ang buong cathedral. Alam niyo naman yung cathedral ng ating Immaculate Conception, no, of Cubao. Mapupuno. It's so exciting kasi madaming bata ang darating.
Yes.
Kasama ang ating Kids for Christ, no? And also we will be singing together this beautiful mass setting, and at the same time it will be presided by our rector, our Father Dennis Soriano will be reciting the Mass together with Father Ro Atilano, Associate Director of Jesuit Communications.
Wow, parang nakaka-excite yun na ano no, yung makita mo yung maraming bata for the first time in the church, no, and more so if they will be singing. Tama ba? Tuturuan nyo naman sila kuya, no? Kuya Julius, ng mga bagong mass settings natin para makakasabay sila, di ba? Ilan ba inaasahan nating darating? Mapupuno ba natin ng cathedral?
Si Kuya Julius, alam niya kung maraming sila in-invited. Di ba, Kuya Julius?
Yes po. Marami po kaming in-invite from the KFC Metro Manila. Kaya shout out sa KFC Metro Manila. They are already gathering the kids and their families to join the mass this coming November 19. Alam niyo po ba, trivia lang, nung binanggit kanina ni Kuya Justin yung Luke 10:14. Nakakatuwa lang po kasi although Mark yung from the Gospel of Mark, yan po yung anchor verse ng buong ministry namin. Let the children come to me, do not prevent them. For the kingdom of God belongs to such as this. At talaga nga pong super, hindi siya coincidence eh. I believe talagang tawag to ng Panginoon, will to ng Panginoon kasi Kids for Christ will be there to support this album launch. And hopefully, hindi lang dito magtatapos yung collaboration, ma-adapt din to sa mga areas na magpupush kasi isa po yan sa ipupush namin na mas maraming bata pa ang ma-involve sa parishes. Yun po.
Amen.
Oo.
Amen to that.
Pero syempre, di ba, Les, this is not only for, the members of the choir, the members of KFC. This is open for everybody, no? Lahat po ng mga bata, no? We invite...
Sabi nga ni Father Ro, yung mga bata at isip bata ay hindi
at isip bata ay pwedeng manood ng konsertong ito. Well, not only the concert after, but what's important is celebrate the Mass with us on November 19 and that's at 6 p.m. at ito pa gaganapin sa Immaculate Conception Cathedral or yung Cubao Cathedral po na tinatawag. So, ayan.
Sa mga kapatid natin na nasa mga probinsya, kung kayo po ay hindi makakadalo, we will be live streaming
yun naman pala.
The Mass and the mini concert online. So you can still join us online.
Yes, ayan. So at least, 'di ba, kahit hindi man makararating, magkakaroon pa rin ng pagkakataon na masilayan at makasama at makaparticipate sa Holy Eucharist, of course, with the kids. Ayan.
Yes. Julius, pwede bang dumagdag? So kami naman sa Young Voices of the Philippines, kung may mga bata dyan na gustong maging member ng Young Voices of the Philippines, open po kami.
Ano po bang age may age ba yan? Pwede ba akong sumali dyan?
Parang more on height requirement eh.
On height. Sa height requirement pala, hindi pala sa age.
Joke lang yun. Okay. Ang age po ay from 8 years old to 12 years old.
Sayang.
Yes. So, pwede nyo po kaming hanapin, tawagin, at pwede po kayong pumunta, mag-message sa aming
Young Voices of the Philippines na Facebook page.
Ayun. So, hanapin nyo lang po yun, no? For those kids, no, who are also watching, o doon sa mga magulang po na may na gustong isali ang kanilang mga anak, no, sa ministry na ito. So you can just check out their Facebook page. And that's again, Young Voices of the Philippines. So hanapin niyo lang po yung kanilang Facebook page. Gayun din, syempre, Kuya Julius, kayo rin, di ba? Just search for Kids for Christ. Ayan. On Facebook and YouTube para mapanood din nila yung inyong mga ginagawa, no, sa ministry. Ayan. Ikaw, Kuya, baka pwede mo silang invite, bigyan specifics.
Tsaka baka may mga babatiin si Kuya Julius. Maraming nanonood sa
ang dami nga. Ang daming nanonood sa atin. Go ahead, Kuya Jules.
So, Sige, salamat Kuya Justin. So again po, you can find Kids for Christ online in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And like and subscribe our YouTube channel kung saan namin nilalabas lahat ng ginagawa namin sa Kids for Christ. It's CFC KFC TV. So simply look for CFC KFC TV in YouTube. And maganda nga po yun na mention ni Ate Tiki at saka ni Kuya Jude. Baka, di ba? Magandang collaboration. Merong mga Kids for Christ members sa Cubao area na pwedeng maging parte ng Young Voices of the Philippines. Napakagandang collaboration po nun. How to join Kids for Christ? Pwede nyo po kaming makontak sa Facebook. Or you can find any local KFC couple coordinator sa areas here in Metro Manila, in the Philippines, and all over the world. Siguro po shout out lang sa mga nagpupumilit, joke. At yung mga ma-shout out lang talaga sa LOML, Miss Garcia, tapos sa KFC team. Yan, tapos sa Metro Manila Kids for Christ team na coordinators and rock facilitators, they will be there this coming November 19. Sa mga CFC leaders din po namin, sa Good Boys, sa mga BDF ko po dyan, at saka sa SLU Baguio team, na andito kami sa Baguio giving recollection to SLU. At saka syempre, kay Father Ro at sa Puhon Initiative Community and Host Team. Ang dami po. Lahat po kasi sila nakatutok sa live stream po na ito. Yes.
Ang daming pala ni Kuya Julius. Dami mga hata. Pero ayun, of course, no, it's nice na yun nga makasama namin kayong lahat siguro on November 19, no. Lalo pat, no, nabanggit na rin ni Kuya Julius na it's also, no, coincidental, no, the day after is actually the solemnity of Christ the King, no. It's a great celebration ending the liturgical year, no, for the church, no. Kaya ang ganda, no, ang ganda pong i-spend nyo yung inyong the last day of the liturgical year with this this very unique celebration of the Eucharist with, of course, the kids, the children of God. Ayan. So sige, Les, baka meron kang announcements for us from JMM bago tayo magtapos.
Apo, sa mga nagtatanong po tungkol dun sa songwriting competition for the 5th visit of the relics of Saint Theresa of the Child Jesus, we're already listening to the entries, and hopefully in the next 1 or 2 weeks, we'll be able to announce the winners. So abangan po ninyo yan sa aming social media pages. And on Friday, we're releasing the 4th single of Hangad. Ang title nito ay Walang Ibang Hangad. And pre-save po ninyo ang link. Follow our social media platforms para po sa mga information, because we have a lot of releases coming this month and for the month of December. And please don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. That's at Jesuit Music Ministry. Yan po.
Ayan. At syempre, pasalamatan natin ang ating mga panauhin ngayong gabi. Yon, for joining us. Ayan, maraming salamat Kuya Julius, si Ate Tikya at si Kuya Jude. Of course, si Kuya Julius from the Kids for Christ at si Ate Tikya and si Kuya Jude Roldan from the Young Voices of the Philippines. Ayan.
Yes.
Salamat din kami sa inyo. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Kuya Justin, Kuya Julius, Kuya Lester, Kuya James, at sa Radyo Katipunan, maraming salamat. At lalong-lalo na sa Jesuit Music Ministry, sa Jesuit Communications Foundation, kay Father Nono Alfonso of the Society of Jesus, and Father Ro Atilano of the Society of Jesus. Maraming salamat. Kuya Mendiola, maraming salamat.
Thank you so much po. Gracias
Salamat,
po.
maraming salamat. At of course, nagpapasalamat din tayo sa ating mga katipuneros na sumubaybay sa atin ngayong gabi. At of course, we'll see you again next week for another exciting episode, of course, of your Jesuit, your JMM radio only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Sa ngalan po ng bumubuo ng aming programa, ang aming po mga producers na sila Chris, Adam, Judith, at ang writer po ng ating episode tonight, si Princess, at gayon din ang ating tech behind the booth, of course, si James, si Engineer James. Ako po si Justin Pontino mula sa Radyo Katipunan.
Sa ngalan po ng aking katuwang sa Jesuit Music Ministry, si Kuya Ray Malipot na magbe-birthday sa Friday.
Yay! Happy birthday, Kuya!
Mula sa Jesuit Music Ministry, at we will leave you with this video of interviews coming from the young voices of the Philippines about their ministry. Sana po panoorin po ninyo ito until the end of our program. At
yes.
maraming salamat po sa pagsama ninyo sa amin dito lamang sa JMM Radio, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye-bye!
Good night, everyone!
The Young Voices of the Philippines because I wanted to learn how to sing and I wanted to be very good at singing.
I joined the Young Voices of the Philippines because I wanted to learn more about music and singing.
I joined the Young Voices of the Philippines so I can improve my singing voice, make friends, and serve the Lord.
I joined the Young Voices of the Philippines to learn more about choral music and improve my singing and to perform in different places.
I joined the Young Voices of the Philippines to experience extraordinary opportunities that I never thought to experience and to make new friends.
The best part about being in the choir is having a second family and being able to sing with them.
The best part of being in the choir is that I gained a lot of friends. I also have some ates and kuyas that I can rely on.
The best part is to share our God-given talents and sing with my sister and my friends.
For me, the best part about being in the choir are by sharing my talents to others, inspiring and encouraging them to never give up.
Definitely being a team player. The support that I receive from my mentors and choir mates has made me focus on achieving a common goal.
The best part of being in a choir is performing in many different places, meeting new people, and making new friends.
I have learned from choir how to focus, to give my very best in everything, and to be disciplined.
I learned how to sing songs in different languages, and I also learned how to read notes better.
I've learned things like improving intonation, harmonizing with a group, sight reading, and even dancing.
As for my singing skills, I have learned to control my breathing better than before. On the other hand, I've learned to be more friendly and kind in the choir. I became more friendly to people I didn't know.
While being in the choir, I've learned the importance of discipline and respect towards others. I've also learned how to improve my choral skills.
I learned to do well in something, you have to discipline yourself and really make time for it.
What we do to improve our skills is we attend every practice and listen to what our instructors say.
I practice the pieces as much as I can, but when I can't, I sing other songs I know so I can practice the ideal vocal quality we need.
I practice every time and I listen to my conductor for our parts and her instructions on how to sing them.
I vocalize every day, play the piano, and attend weekly rehearsals. I do all of this on my own to be independent.
My greatest experience as a member of the Young Voices of the Philippines is attending the Zoom Fest because it was a very educational and inspiring experience.
My greatest experience was the launching of the first concert. I learned how to sing confidently in front of the stage. After the concert, I became more confident and not shy.
And one of the greatest things I experienced from being in Young Voices of the Philippines is the workshops that we do with other artists, What I learned from that is new techniques and ways to sing.
One of my greatest experiences with Young Voices of the Philippines is when we recorded the song Sing as One with choirs around the world. This taught me that anything is possible because we got to do this even though we had a pandemic.
The most rewarding thing I have done as a choir member is singing with the choir and having new friends.
Joining in concerts, performances, and serving God by singing during Sunday Masses.
The most rewarding thing I have done as a choir member was to perform in front of my family. And I was happy because they were happy.
The most rewarding thing I've done as a choir member is being able to help the new ones and helping my sister to practice or record for our virtual performances.
I think it's that I have made a lot of friends who are nice and kind people.
The most rewarding thing I have done as a choir member was when we sang for a cause like the fundraising concert for the benefit of the missionary of Jesus.
One of the most rewarding things from being in the choir is being able to spread the word of the Lord and give hope to people through our music.
The choir has continued even during the pandemic where we all need to be silenced, and has chosen to glorify the Lord from our own homes, in our own ways, and in our own efforts. I can't think of a better return for us singers than to sing with a live orchestra in a big venue if given the chance. Truly, it will all be worth it.
In the future, I will be able to help the younger members of the choir, like what their ates do now. Also, we will be able to go abroad and have an easier time getting into a musical career, especially since we were trained at a young age.
In the future, I would really like to take up music in college, and I think that this choir will really help me get there.
I believe that being in the choir at this very young age will help me to be a composer in the future. The choir exposes me to different choral music and helped me to compose as well.
Rejoice, refresh, renew, and reflect. Join us for an hour of music that uplifts the soul. Listen to your favorite Jesuit music ministry artists. This is JMM Radio. JMM Radio. Get your day's dose of inspirational music. Tune in to JMM Radio every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. the voice of the Blue Eagle.